Produced by Do You Validate? Episode 4, Winter.
I'm Jack, and I'll be playing Ron, the Mundane.
And Ron is Winston's stepfather and the owner of Mini Notes. Ron used to run the local mechanic shop, but that's how he met Essie and her son, Winston. Ron offered them to stay the night, in the back office while he worked on their car, and 2 months later, Ron and Essie were married. The two of them raised Winston together, but 10 years ago, Essie left for groceries and never came back. Since then, Ron has tried to be the best stepfather he can for Winston, even if he doesn't understand everything that's going on. About the video games or the internet. Ron sold the old shop and opened up a gaming cafe, for Winston to hang out with his friends. The only thing Ron likes as much as taking care of Win is cooking on his grill. Oh man, I guess a killer chicken and burgers.
My name is Taylor Johnson, and I will be playing Winston the Spooky. Winston spends all of his time online playing games, keeping up on trends, and making friends with otherworldly spirits that have imbued him with supernatural powers. Winston doesn't understand the true force of his powers because they are still new. Not wanting to let his powers go to waste, Win and his friends have gone on a few hunts trying to save locals in Waukegan, Illinois, but nothing too major. Now, with the winter months in full effect, Win spends more time killing monsters online than in real life. But that doesn't stop him from staying in contact with his mysterious friend.
I'm Burkhardt, and I'll be playing Imagine the Divine. Imagine, or Imagine Eternity and Thou Shalt Not Feel Afraid, as their angel friends call them, was born from the breath of a dying god. Imagine and two others were born, and Imagine was sent forth to Earth to inhabit the body of a dying woman. While Imagine doesn't remember their siblings, they are aware that they were sent to help find the hunters who would help save the world from darkness that killed their own god. But while on Earth, waiting for that fight, they happened to find out how cool video games are and spent all of their time at mini-nodes with their new friends.
I'm Shelby, and I'll be playing Chet the Flake. Chet is a local stoner burnout that loves knives, dog. Like, if it isn't a knife, Chet is not interested. If it isn't a knife, why the heck you showing it to Chet? When he's not buying new knives or sharpening his old ones, he hangs out at mini nodes and sometimes goes on monster hunts with the crew there.
These 4 amateur hunters spend their time in the cyber cafe of mini nodes. During this ice-cold night in Waukegan, Illinois, Ron, Winston, Imagine, and Chet defend themselves from their greatest enemy to date, boredom.
So the 4 of you are in a field, and the zombie horde is quickly encroaching on you. The fence that you had set up as a barricade has just been knocked down, and over the hill you see 2 master vampires coming your way.
Guys, the master vampires are coming our way! Quick, the fence isn't holding! Get out! The big guns!
I've got a grenade launcher.
I just pull a bazooka from, nothing space. Ready.
You guys,
right.
I think I'm running the wrong way. Which way is the
No,
grenade
you have
launcher?
to go the other way.
We're going east!
To the right.
Oh, okay, I see it now.
No, grenade is X. You have to press X.
Oh, why am I failing at this? No!
Come on, we got this.
Winston throws a grenade. It was definitely not the right spot. It hits Ron in his back, and Ron just explodes.
Oh, guys!
You all see Ron die in front of you.
Oh god, I'm so grounded.
Imagine does pull out a bazooka, however, and shoots one of the large groupings of zombies coming your way. But before they can reload it, one of the master vampires is on top of them, sinking their teeth into them. What are you going to do, Chet?
He reaches past his rippling muscles to the enormous knife on his back, like think Cloud, and hurls it two-handed towards the master vampire on Imagine's back.
Winston, you've just seen your father die from an ill-placed grenade. What are you doing?
This is my moment. I am taking the biggest of big guns, and it's going to ruin everything. And I'm taking aim. And I sneeze at the last possible second and point it directly at the ground in front of me.
You throw a giant two-handed sword, and it's like moments away from saving Imagine as they're like before they get bit by a master vampire. And then you see the sword slowly disintegrate as Winston has shot essentially the BFG from Doom.
Yep.
In front of you, and it just like vaporizes all of you. And you all hear the too familiar sound of a game over screen as you find yourself sitting in the Mini Nodes Cafe, having a fun night on this cold winter night.
I can't.
You know, guys, I think we did pretty well that time.
Yes, we almost made it.
Ron, we got vaporized like again.
I am so sorry.
No,
Winter
dog,
allergies.
You did like really good this time. I think we're a good team.
Are you perhaps catching a cold? We can't have you doing that. We need you at peak physical performance for these video games.
I don't know. I think I sort of freaked out when I killed my dad.
It's okay, son. It's I'm here with you, and I'm just so happy that you're trying. How about I'll go back and make everyone sandwiches? What kind of Doritos we all like? Cool Ranch? Nacho cheese?
Oh, those like the ones in like the the ones in the purple bag.
Cooler Ranch. That's Cooler Ranch. I got those. So I'll step in back and go make everyone sandwiches.
Imagine whenever you're playing games, are you in like angel form or like human form?
I think when I get like really laser focused, I do tend to get a little bit more angel-y. I feel like when I am super duper concentrating on a video game, I tend to get a little like halo effect around me.
It's getting a little late. It's real cold outside. It's winter. You live in Waukegan, Illinois, so the winters there are pretty brutal, and most of you have just kind of decided that you should kind of do an all-nighter, and so you guys have just been grinding out games. Ron's been making sandwiches for the groups, and you switching up between games, and it's getting to be a little late, and you are trying to figure out what game you should be playing next.
I vote World of Warcraft. We could do a fun raid. I could pull some monsters while everyone goes aggro. It'll be fine.
That sounds like a better idea than the last one, because I can't blow everyone up.
Yes, friendly fire is a godsend.
Well, I'll tell you, yeah, and I'm yelling this kind of from the kitchen area. I got an old set of dominoes. We could do a little round robin. If you don't know how to play, I can teach you.
Dominoes.
Yeah, it's super great. You just kind of line up the little dots. I'll teach you how to play. It'll be great. Dominoes, anyone?
Like the pizza place?
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, cheese. Like what goes on pizza.
Oh man, I could fuck with some dominoes. Let's do it.
I'll pull up the app.
And in I walk in with an assortment of sandwiches and Doritos.
I'm gonna close the app.
Wait, Winston, what was the game that you said?
I didn't suggest a game. I suggested anything that I can't kill us all in immediately.
Okay. What's Chet's suggestion?
Chet wants to play Stardew Valley.
Oh, hell yeah. I could go ham on some Stardew.
A bit bright for my taste, but all right.
You guys are all sitting there trying to argue about what game to play, and Winston, you had pulled up the Domino's app, but you put it away once you saw your stepdad Ron had gotten you food. It pops up a notification saying that delivery en route.
Oh.
And it has an ETA of 5 minutes from now.
Oh dear.
What seems to be the issue?
I think I ordered it. We're gonna have pizza anyway, I guess.
Man, how is that an issue?
I guess it's not. These sandwiches will keep, right? But also pizza just keeps too. Either of them will keep. It's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine.
Everything is fine, Winston. It's quite all right.
I have like half a sandwich in my mouth going, oh yeah, I'll go do aluminum foil. It'll be great. So Win, what'd you order?
I saved our usual order, the one that one medium all white pizza with the extra cheese, and then the meat lovers one. Also a bowl of pasta.
I think that's just great. You know, I like it that you kind of think of everybody. You're taking care of everybody's needs just like I taught you. All right, well, let's
You notice that there's one more pizza on the order. Neither you or Ron have ordered this pizza in years because it is a Hawaiian pizza.
Ugh.
But yeah, none of you ordered it, but you would get it because it was Winston's mom's favorite pizza.
Oh.
None of you have ordered it like ever since.
I need to email somebody real quick because I think they just hacked into my phone.
You know, I understand that, you know, most boys your age do get experimental, but I told you to stay off those sites. They can get in on your phone.
Have I not showed you how to set up a VPN yet, Winston? It's very helpful.
Is that like a rotary phone?
Maybe it's like a Domino special.
I think my friend, the one that I email all the time, have I told you? I haven't told. So I have a friend. I don't know where this friend is in terms of plane. So I think they might have just ordered something. It was mom's order that she usually got.
Oh, geez. So the Hawaiian pizza, the ham and the pineapple.
Yeah.
She knew we hated that. That's why she ordered it. She get a whole pizza to herself. Been a while since I thought about that unholy combination. So you say you have a friend who did you share your pizza password with the friend?
No, I've never given them any of my passwords.
Oh,
that's a bad idea, Dad. Dad, you haven't given anyone your passwords to anything, right?
You know me, I don't even have a cell phone with passwords. You turn on my computer for me still.
That's true. I do.
So you're kind of the keeper there, but I'm sure maybe it was just a mistake. Maybe we'll deal with it when the pizza guy comes. I just I'm gonna go back and do some dishes. Don't worry about me.
Oh.
Are you fearful that your friend will be purchasing more through your phone?
Maybe. I might be a little worried. I'm just gonna send a quick email. It should be fine.
You get a notification that says that your driver is arriving soon. Please wait outside.
Wait outside?
I mean, that's just what it says that on,
Does
on
it?
tracker apps. Not like wait outside. I don't know. Maybe not that scary. It just says be prepared. How about that?
Be prepared.
I think it does actually say be prepared, but like, all right.
Yeah. Be fucking prepared. The pizza man's coming. It's just a picture of a box, and then the next picture is the box open. There's a gun in it.
Oh, no.
I'm the pizza man. Fuck, that's a good character. All right, pivot the whole story.
All right,
We're now doing
the
pizza man. You get a notification that says, please be prepared in or outside of your house. You're choosing. The pizza man is coming soon.
You know, these apps are getting real specific here. It's feed engineering.
Who is going outside and waiting for the Za?
I shall come with you. It's not too cold out.
It is freezing, but that's fine.
Again, I'm just in like a tank top and shorts.
Now let's go hang and wait for the pizza man. Just a big warm welcome, y'all.
I'm wearing a full trench coat.
From the kitchen, I'm just yelling, don't forget your jackets! Wait, imagine?
Yes?
Do you need a jacket?
I do not require one, no.
Okay, well then just, I guess, huddle up out there.
Chet does
Will
not
do.
have on shoes.
So imagine Winston and Chet are all going to go outside and wait for the pizza.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all go outside, and so we're going to deal with Ron real quick. Ron, you hear the door close behind the three of them, and you're in the dish pit washing dishes. And everyone knows that Ron keeps a tidy kitchen, so there definitely wasn't any dishes to wash. You are just running water, because, you know.
Yeah, I just wanted to hide any sort of emotion.
Yeah,
Thinking about Wynn's mom, thinking about that pineapple pizza. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to exit the area. So yeah, I'm washing a dish, but it was already clean.
Over the thoughts of lost in your head, you hear a sound coming from the door behind you. But what's weird about it is that door behind you is just like a pantry closet, but it sounds like there's some 8-bit music coming from it.
Okay, then I would like to, as I look at all the rules out in front of me, I'd like to investigate a mystery.
All right, Ron, investigate a mystery. Roll 2d6 and add sharp.
So I get a 6.
As soon as you hear the noise behind you, you want any distraction to get out of your current state of mind and thoughts. So you immediately just open the door. And even though in the back of your head, you do know that you do not have a basement, you then walk down the steps to a basement.
Oh, geez.
You're just very interested in what the source of the noise is, and you're not really trying to think of anything else because you're literally just blocking everything else out instead of thinking about your dead ex-wife. We go outside to the three of you waiting. It's very cold. Imagine does not feel any of it. Winston does have a giant trench coat on. It's still pretty cold. And then Chet definitely doesn't have any shoes on, and he will never tell anybody that he desperately needs help and shoes.
No, absolutely not. He just wants to feel that connection to the earth.
You all see a old beat up station wagon come down the road with what looks like to be like one of those Domino's like car toppers on it.
I like raise up my lighter to like kind of try to flag him down.
I see the lighter and go, oh, here, I have something better. And just like pull from pocket dimension a big silver fuck off trident and start waving the car down.
Hey, nice, Imagine. This is a good idea.
Roll manipulate somebody. Roll plus charm.
Oh, good. I've got a -1 in charm. Let's see how this goes.
Let's see how you waving a trident at a random person goes.
I rolled a 3.
Do you like hold the trident and you start waving it, and then it doesn't seem like they're doing anything, and you're like, hold on, let me get their attention better. And then you just jump, not like outrageously high in the air, but definitely higher than most humans can jump, especially due to the fact that Imagine spends all of their days just sitting and playing video games. So they do like 8-foot leap in front of them.
I've got an 8-foot vertical leap.
It's like like you're jumping like 8 foot forward, not up in the air necessarily. So however high you'd have to do that for whatever physics and shit. And you just like jump and like are waving the trident in front of them. And then they just speed up and hit you.
No! What?
And you take 2 harm.
Yeah.
As a car hits you, and then you see Imagine get hit, they fly off to the side, and then the station wagon like slows down, and you see a window roll down, and he throws out the pizza order, and then just speeds off.
Okay. Imagine raises a shaky thumbs up from the ground.
From afar, I would like to pop their tires with my mind, because I think I can do that.
Yeah, roll weird.
That's a 9.
So it's like driving away from you. You pop the front passenger tire, and it then starts to swerve because, you know, even though the roads have been salted and everything, it's still pretty slippery. So they start to swerve going across the street, and as you're watching this happen, you see them start to go off into like a little ditch and hit like the patches of snow that are built up on the side. And right before you see it crash in there, you see a quick flash that looks like your mom, and then it's gone.
Oh no.
As you see it hit the snow wall, but you're not 100% sure if your mom got hit or if it was just like, you know, a mirage.
Oh, dear.
Oh.
Did we all see that?
No, just Winston.
Okay.
But you all did see the car wreck after Imagine got hit, and then Winston popped it with his mind powers.
Perhaps my body may have damaged the vehicle in some way.
No, guys, that was definitely me, and I think I just really fucked up that car. Oh no.
Yeah, Chet, what are you doing?
I'm going to see how Imagine's doing. Hey, Imagine, you doing all right?
Oh, yes,
I take my crystal and I press it to their palm and try to heal them.
So you don't have any
No.
Okay, great. So you're gonna use magic and take an additional -2.
Oh no.
I got a 4 to heal them with my...
You try to heal Imagine. Chet doesn't have any magical powers, but Imagine is an angel, so like...
I am purely magic.
So you like just try to summon the force of magic, and weirdly enough, even though you thought this was a bullshit crystal, it is still a conduit for power and energy. So you just cycle a bunch of magic from Imagine into you because you're trying to heal, but the crystal like makes it go cross, and so healing energy comes out of Imagine through the crystal and then turns into harming energy, and you get blasted and you take 2 harm.
Oh, no.
As you are just now on the ground next to the thrown out pizza.
As I'm helping Chet up from the ground, if Grand Theft Auto has taught me anything, if no one is around to see the crime, we did not commit it. So perhaps we should just go back inside.
Yeah.
We should definitely go inside. Oh dear God. Should I at least get their insurance information? They did definitely hit a human. Well, not human, but I mean, whatever. You know what I'm saying.
Well, it might be good to go over and see if they are okay. We do not have to admit fault to it, considering your special abilities.
Oh, I was not going to admit fault, because they hit you? So
yeah, I think they did a bigger crime.
And also, our pizza is now, like, definitely cold because it was thrown out of the window onto the ground. So I'm actually a little mad. I'm going to actually start walking towards the car.
I will follow after.
Yeah, Chet will follow too, but he will start eating one of the pieces of pizza before it gets cold.
Did y'all scoop up all the pizza?
Chet did, absolutely.
So yeah, you go to the station wagon. What are you doing? Are you like going up and like storming into the station wagon, trying to pull him out? You gonna call for him? Like, what's the plan?
I'm gonna just open up the driver's side door. In general, just so I can get a good look at this person, make good eye contact with them, and probe their brain a little bit with telepathy, and just figure out a little bit what is happening for them, and also possibly wipe their mind of everything that they have just seen. Really, that seems like the best possible plan. Wipe this whole delivery off their mind.
First thing you're gonna do is an act under pressure for like rolling up in there and like trying to slam them out the door. And then, depending on that, I will get you to do a weird roll for your telepathy, but we gotta see if the act under pressure...
That is 8.
You, like, open up the door, you, like, try to pull them out. When you do, you realize that they have their seatbelt on still. They were just kind of a little dazed from the hit, and they hadn't really started to try to get themselves out. So you try to pull them out, and they go, oh! And then they just choke a little bit, and then you feel bad, and then you realize that they still messed up your pizza, and you pull them again, oh! And then so... But it's like a little back and forth until eventually the guy's like, just let me fucking get my belt off. And so he takes his belt off, and he does get out. And like, but he has his hands up. He's not like trying to be aggressive towards you. He's pretty confused, especially too because now that he sees Imagine is with you because they just had a giant. I'm assuming you still have the trident.
I think I may have. I think I let it dissipate when I got hit. But I am definitely like suns out, guns out, like flexing a little bit.
He sees 3 internet cafe nerds, like, who are still a little intimidating. I'm not saying you're not, but still, like, fucking flex them down as someone Aquamaned his car, and then his car wrecked, and then you guys are now attacking him. Because keep in mind, he doesn't understand that you used mind powers to explode his car or anything.
We're not attacking him.
Yeah.
For all he knows, we could be coming over.
But now, if you want to, you can do, if you try to do the mind probe, you can.
So I'm just going to stare at him directly into this person's brain. Everything you just saw, just forget about it. Just forget the whole thing.
Oh yeah, so give me a weird roll.
That's an 8.
You use your powers to like just tell him to forget everything. He's just staring back in at you. The weird thing about like the way some of your powers work is you can clear people's minds out, but you do, it's not that it like goes into your head, you remember it, but like as you're clearing stuff out, sometimes thoughts like come through that you're doing that with. But what's crazy about this time that you do is every time like you move out of thought, all you hear is a voice saying play, play, play. All of his thoughts are cleared out, and then he just like kind of like shakes his head and gets in his car and like starts to like drive away. And he is just so intent on driving forward because of like you told him to like get in his car and leave. He's not even like paying attention to the fact like he's just driving on a brim down the road.
Can I hold on to the back of his bumper and prevent him from leaving?
Yeah.
Cool. Roll tough.
Yeah, that's just roll tough.
A 9.
Okay, great. So you are able to hold it, but you can tell that like you have a grip on it, and it's kind of stopped it because his car, like the car tire in the front, isn't there. But like you can't hold it forever. He's just kind of has his foot on the gas, so he's still trying to.
He's just hydroplaning.
Yeah, so he's just like hydroplaning, but you're like holding the back of his car.
Oh, I'm probably just getting covered in snow.
Maybe we should. I don't know. Oh, God.
Would you like me to allow him to leave?
Probably.
Or would you All right, cool. I let go.
You let go, and then he like weaves back and forth a little bit.
Again?
It doesn't skid, like it weaves back and forth, but then eventually like kind of gets on a path forward, and he just starts to drive away. As Chet is like probably now on his probably third slice of pizza.
Yeah, absolutely. He's just holding the big stack, and Chet wasn't doing anything. He's just like, yeah, all right. Y'all, let's get inside. The pizza's getting cold.
You're all definitely feeling pretty chilly.
Let's go back inside.
Yes, let's.
You go inside, back into Mini Nodes, and you guys have some pizza.
Well, that was interesting.
Yeah.
You guys, where's my dad?
In the kitchen, I believe.
Yo, Ron, pizza.
Ronald?
Yo, Ron.
I'm gonna just walk
Pizza.
towards the
Ronathan.
kitchen. Ronathan.
That's now canon. Ron is short for Ronathan.
I appreciate it. I appreciate that.
It's a traditional Polish name, okay?
Okay, so you're walking back to the kitchen. Are you doing anything as you're doing that, or are you just going back there?
Something I'm imagining just sort of in general feels weird to me about the fact I've been here a lot. There's not a whole lot of places to go from the kitchen. There's really a pantry, and that's about it. And also, we would have responded. You would have responded
So yeah,
to
as
us
you're
and
walking
calling
up,
to him. So
roll read a bad situation.
alrighty. That's a solid 6 there.
You start to hear sounds coming from the back in the kitchen. It's around where the pantry's coming from, and you scream for your father, Ron, one last time. You hear him scream from downstairs, go, hey, yeah, son, come on down. You just are just like, okay, and you just walk down.
Sure.
You definitely know you don't have a basement, but you also like aren't just, it's not clicking at all with you. You're just kind of like, oh yeah, dad's down in the basement. And you just
I guess
walk down
we
there.
got a basement then. I don't know.
Imagine and Chet.
I like to think it takes us entirely too long to realize that Winston and Ron are gone.
Yeah.
I'd say it's definitely like both of you probably sat down and you started playing some Stardew Valley. Eventually, like one of you reached for maybe another slice of pizza or something, and then realized like, oh wait a minute, like where's Winston and Ron?
Yo, imagine, like, where is Ron and Win?
Perhaps the kitchen? Maybe Ron needed some assistance? Shall we go see if they're all right?
Yeah, all right. I head straight to the kitchen.
Same. Do you want us to both read a bad situation?
One of you just roll it, and then we'll just see. One of you choose to.
Chet's like, he's kind of in tune with what's going on. He's ready to check it out. Let's see. 11.
Chet walks back there and sees the pantry door open, and immediately is thinking about how he wants to go slam down on some Little Debbies that he knows are definitely back there. And he walks back and sees that there's steps going down, and is immediately like, wait a minute, there's no Little Debbies, so something is up. So you get to, you can hold 3 on read a bad situation, but what would you like to kind of check out now that you're on the case of where the fuck are my Little Debbies?
What is the biggest threat? Are there any dangers we haven't noticed? And what's the best way to protect the victims?
You realize that there's some sounds coming from the basement, and it sounds like the threat is just like the fact that there has never been a basement before this. There's definitely a huge threat, and it's just because like what the implications of this mean, because you know, as we talked about, all of you do have some understanding. There's monsters and stuff out there. Obviously, you know, like Imagine is an angel. Winston has a spooky friend on the internet. The 4 of you have come up against some stuff like that, so you think one of the threats is whatever's causing this to happen. It doesn't seem like there's any like immediate danger, as in like something's like coming to attack or something like that, but it does just seem like the source of this is concerning. And right now, I'll kind of let you hold on that the victim question once you kind of get some more of it. But you do hear that Ron and Winston are down in the basement.
Yo.
I suppose, and maybe like I don't know if I can ask this, but can I hear Chet upstairs, or is that giving away secrets?
Well, yeah, are y'all gonna go check into the basement, or?
So I speak into the basement. Yo, imagine. All right, so there's, you gotta check this out. All right, number one, no little Debbies at all.
Oh, bummer.
Number two, like, imagine, you gotta check this out. Did we, always have stairs?
Well, I'm not exactly an expert on architect. Maybe it's a glitch.
Yo, secret stairs.
Perhaps we unlocked an extra level.
Oh, dog. Yeah. Oh man.
Shall we descend?
Yeah, dog. Let's descend.
You descend down them stairs. As you get down there, you see light coming off of 4 arcade machines standing down in there. Ron and Winston are each standing in front of a different one. In Ron's hand is, you all know, it's his favorite chef's knife. He always talks about, a good cook is only as good as his blade, and he's always, sharpened it up. He's had it for years. And he's holding that in his hand, and it's has a light glow. And then Winston is standing in front of another arcade machine right next to his father, and Winston has this quill feather that he likes to wear and hats and stuff like that. It's definitely way too much for every outfit he puts it on, but that's never gonna stop him. And he's standing in front of that, and it's the quill in his hand is lit up.
I want to go over and wave my hand in front of Ron's face.
Ron does not seem to be responding currently.
Can I go over and try to lay on hands?
Yeah.
I rolled a 9, so it's gotta be good. My cool is 1, so it's a 10 total.
Who you laying on hands to?
Ron. I think I'd try and take the knife from Ron's hand, and as I do, I also cast Lay on Hands.
You are trying to grab the knife and take it out and cast Lay on Hands, and you cast Lay on Hands on Ron, and it didn't seem like he had been damaged at all. And so you have one hand on Ron and one hand on the knife, and then the hand on the knife, as you cast Lay on Hands into that, it lights up a little brighter and then goes dim as your hand glows. Imagine on the day they came to Mini Nodes, they found a piece of a Super NES Super Scope cannon, and they just thought that it was amusing, and then stumbled into Mini Nodes, and all of you told them what it was, and then that's how they found out about video games, because they're you're oh yeah, it's part of an old controller for video games, and there's what is video games? They've kept that scope ever since then. So Imagine grabs the butcher knife in Ron's hand, and like I said, it lights up, and then the light goes into Imagine's hand, and then travels down their body to the pocket that they keep the scope in as the scope starts to glow.
Well, I pull that out.
You pull that out, and then one of the 2 unoccupied machines, only Imagine is seeing this but starts to glow a similar glow to your scope.
Chet, perhaps we are meant to play these.
These are definitely hypnosis machines, dog. Maybe what games are they? Do they have names on them?
The screen light that's coming off of it is just white. You don't see anything on the screen, and they just look like generic, non-labeled arcade machines. But like you said, you do hear different gaming noise. And as you're trying to look around on that, Chet, when he was younger, one of his grandparents gave him a shield that they got from the Renaissance Festival because they knew Chet liked weapons. But as everyone knows, Chet is only using blades. So Chet broke the shield, but then realized they could use it as a cool bandolier to hold all their knives on that won't stab them, because Chet has been stabbed numerous times by his own blades.
Yeah.
And the so that half of the shield that you use as a blade holder that is usually wrapped around your back, that begins to glow. And in the same way that where Imagine saw a similar color of their glowing item, you see the 4th arcade machine glow as well.
Oh man, all right, legit Imagine. Okay, I do totally still think they're hypnosis machines, but I was kind of just low-key jealous that everybody else had a glowing thing and I didn't have a glowing thing. So
that is fair.
Let's do this. I feel it's we're the chosen one or something. I'm down. Let's go.
Well, I can say without a fact, I do know who the chosen ones are.
Oh, right. Tight. Yeah, that's pretty tight.
Yes.
So do you stand in front of the arcade machines?
Yep,
I
let's play.
absolutely do.
The two of you stand in place, like Winston and Ron, you kind of like snap out of it. You're all kind of looking at each other, and then the screen in front of you turns on.
Okay, just stay focused. You can do this. What's the worst that can happen, you know? As long as they don't expect... Oh, dip, is this thing on already? Hey everyone, it's me, the fighter. No, how about the protector? No, that's too close. I should have picked this name out already, huh? Hey everyone, it's me, the Undecided. I'm just so gosh darn happy that you decided to come on this quest. It really means the world to me. I know it doesn't make any sense why that's funny to me, but you'll get it soon enough. So all you need to do is take all those glowy things you have and just step up to these sweet arcade machines and I'll do the rest.
All of them say, welcome player 1, welcome player 2, welcome player 3, and welcome player 4.
This feels like a terrible idea. Let's do it.
This is most certainly a trap.
Oh man, why don't I get to be player 1?
Is this an internet thing, guys?
Sure
is it
thing, Dad. Sure.
Is this a prank show?
In some form.
We are getting punked, Dad. Yes, that's exactly what's happening.
This is some Benny Hill crap here, I can tell you.
I'm just along for the ride, man. What button's A?
All right, so Chet steps up and starts hitting buttons.
So I take the knife and I start like poking the joystick with the knife. I do not touch it.
Ron is also interacting with the machine.
I'm gonna try and find a start button.
All right.
Or press A.
Imagine walks up and starts hitting the button. Winston.
Gonna press A.
You press A around each of you and your arcade machines. A circle of power appears and the screen turns on one more time.
Oh, and thanks for traveling to another dimension just so I can hang out with my friends. Oh, damn, I was supposed to give the cryptic and ominous message after everyone teleported. Dang. Is there a way to go back and fix that?
As you hear that, all of you immediately are sucked into the arcade machines in front of you.
Cool.
Oh, jeez.
I knew it was a goddamn trap.
You're falling through a digital like pitfall. Things are passing around you, pixelated images, and they are like slowly advancing within like technology to where you see things look more realistic, a little bit of uncanny valley stuff as you're just flying around. What are you all doing?
Enjoying the ride.
I'm trying to fall with style and failing.
So Winston's just like trying to hold like a blade landing pose, but like the wind just keeps like blowing him.
Here's what I want to do. I want to sprout wings to slow my descent. Because I'm not trying to carry anyone, I think I just do it.
Yeah, you all see Imagine, they sprout their wings. It's way larger than you've ever seen Imagine's wingspan. And then a gust of wind like just hits all of you, sending you off of the digital spiral that you were falling down, and then carries Imagine gliding through as you all find yourself in World of Warcraft.
Oh my god.
Imagine so ready.
You stand up though, and you're all waiting for your like video game avatars to like kick in, but they do not. You all find yourselves as you were in the world before.
This is bad.
Okay, anyone need any bandages, Neosporin? I do have my fanny pack with me. So if anyone got a small cut or bruise.
I do not believe anyone here needs heals, but should we need some, we shall let you know.
Okay. I only have one cold compress.
You hear a loud scream come from seemingly everywhere around you as you start to hear people scream out, new bruns for 200, new bruns for 200, got them tied elites for sale, DM me, DM me, DM me. And you can only imagine that you are in some kind of terrible general chat area.
Perhaps we should leave. The elite gamers do not tend to hang out here.
Yeah, for sure. You all are seeing this too, right? Like, we're all, like, in a video game and, like, right? Like, this isn't just me.
Oh, no, I also see this as well. I figured it was some sort of advanced video game that I have not quite come across yet. They are doing amazing things with VR.
Well, I'll tell you, Imagine, this is, I think this is one of them spooky video games. This is not a real thing. I'm gonna go ahead and say ghosts. This is a ghosts video game. They put us in here with their ghost machine. I think we gotta fight him.
As you all are sitting there having this conversation, you hear a grumbling. Can only be described as just some reptilian wet grumbles. And from around the corner, you see a group of 4 frog lizard weird hybrids called murlocs as they are like running after you with spears and trying to shoot like blow darts and stuff after you.
Oh man, that's not good.
They do seem pretty aggressive.
Seems as though we have pulled aggro. Friends, we should focus.
We should absolutely do that. I also entirely am going to attempt to trip them up with a jinx.
All right, yeah, roll it.
This is bad all around. This is incredibly bad all around.
So you failed.
I did. I really did. I
Wait,
super did.
What were you trying to do?
I was trying to trip them.
With your mind powers?
With jinx. So jinxes, you can encourage coincidences to occur the way you want.
Okay, so you are like, oh, I don't worry, I got this. And you sit there and like you try to use your mind powers on it. The tiny little murloc in the middle grows 4 times his size, and he seems like he has like leader-like qualities, and he starts to scream out stuff, and you can tell that even though they didn't get more physically buff, their confidence has made everyone way more swole on the team. So you could only imagine that you turn one of the 3 Murlocs into a leader, and they have now like buffed up their party.
You may have done an AP buff. We might be a little fucked.
Oh God.
I run immediately at that big one.
Oh no.
Roll to kick some ass. All right, are you going to use a mundane move, or are you doing kick some ass?
I have a mundane move called What Could Go Wrong. Whenever you charge into immediate danger without hedging your bets, I can do some special things.
Perfect. Let's do it.
And so, you know, I'm gonna whip out my frying pan and inflict 1 harm on the big guy, and then I can reduce someone else's harm suffered by 1 whenever they suffer a harm, which of course will be win. I can just hold 2.
So roll to kick some ass, but you're gonna get those because this is definitely you. Like,
oh yeah, I'm taking a swing here. Oh jeez. Well, that's a 5.
Oh, no.
All right, you run up with your frying pan to hit this now beefed up Murloc, and it just scrapes you across the chest for 2 damage as you fall on the ground. It looks like it hasn't set in yet, but the scrape of it was really nasty, and it looks like you might have been poisoned, and something would have to be fixed about that soon before it courses through your body.
Uh-oh.
Well, then I'll reduce a harm I suffered by 1.
Okay, you can do that.
So I'll only take 1 harm.
I think you landed up at Wynn's feet after you tried to save him.
Oh.
Imagine and chat. What are you 2 gonna do?
Perhaps we should retreat. I can probably grab the other 2 if you're willing.
What? And I throw a knife.
All right, roll to kick some ass. Are you throwing it at the big Murloc or the tiny ones?
The big one.
Okay.
I got an 11 minus 1.
Choose 1 extra effect off of the 10+ list.
So I'm wielding my shield exactly like they do in Yu-Gi-Oh! With the cards. And I grab one of my knives that I purchased from the internet and I fling it right in between his eyes, and I want to inflict terrible harm.
Whenever you did that, and whenever you pulled it from the shield, all your items are still glowing. You actually pulled it from out the shield, and a little bit of the glow from the shield transferred into the blade as you throw it, and the blade lands directly in the middle of their eyes and sits there for a second, and then the light on it flickers, and then just sends a spiritual spear bursting out of the Murloc's head. And so it is now dead, and the other 2 are looking very intimidated and scared. Imagine, what are you gonna do?
I think I'm just gonna get in there and try and take some damage so the other 2 can leave if I still have my wings out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do another 8-foot vertical leap, and then as I reach the apex, the wings spread and I hold in the air for a moment. It's glorious and majestic, and then as I'm falling, I want to take out the blaster cannon. and I want to try and use that.
So what you have on it is you just have the scope. So you're going to roll to kick some ass. Normally you can't like suspend yourself in that without flapping because you are in a video game world. You just had this cool pose and you attach the scope onto your trident and you have a feeling that your trident might be able to be shot now.
Hell yeah. I'm going to try that. 10.
You aim your trident down, and the scope, as you're looking through it, you see the head of your trident light up the same way that Chet's blade did. And instead of the trident itself going, you see it send out 2 trident-sized laser blasts, one each hitting the 2 Murlocs on the ground as they explode.
And I land very delicately.
You land very delicately, but then you like had your wings kind of like covering you as you landed, and you just do like a big swoosh to like throw them back, and it just throws digital dust all around you.
Hell yes.
Oh man, that looks so cool. Imagine, you are super cool.
That's what's
Thank you. I am aware.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that was tight.
Yes.
So did we win?
No.
Oh.
Not yet, friend.
So then I'll get up and go, oh boy, that was lucky. I thought those guys were going to get us for sure.
You know what? Maybe we should probably not be right here.
Yes, perhaps we should retreat.
Yes.
Go find a less populated server for the moment.
Do we see anything, Joel, like in the distance?
So there's
like,
some, where you're around is like some swampland area. Like I said, it's like kind of a newer area, so there's just some like Murlocs around. It seems that even though they were aggro on you earlier, once you killed that one group, it doesn't seem that even if you get close enough to one, they're not as interested in you as before. They think you're too great of a threat.
Nice.
Oh, that's right there. So, but like, is there, for example, like a big shining tower?
Oh, also, Ron, the wound on your chest definitely hurts a little bit more, and you take 1 additional damage as you look at it, and it does seem like you have been poisoned.
Perhaps I can aid you in your wound. It does not look too good.
Well, I got some Neosporin, but imagine I'm not going to turn down help from a being who I don't fully understand. So you just... if you gotta do wiggle fingers at me, you do what you do, and I'm gonna trust you.
I'm gonna give that a shot. I'm gonna do lay on hands. A 7.
You'll take 2 harm, and then the poison, once it hits your body, though, like you see, like the green that was pulsing through Ron's veins, like kind of lights up on Imagine, and then an angelic light like snuffs it out inside of them. So the poison kind of like died within. So you're not poisoned, but you will take those 2 harm. You guys are all healed up and starting to walk your way back, and you're starting to get out of this swamp, and right on the edge of it, you see somebody like rubbing their hands. They look very concerned, and they have an exclamation mark over their head. Usually
I always tell you kids, it's you gotta help out the people you can, but that butts up directly with talking to strangers. So I don't know how to handle this situation. I guess just everyone be ready, okay?
Absolutely.
Of course.
Holds up Quill. I feel quite prepared.
Oh, that's a good boy. We taught you well.
Chet waves at him and is like, hey man, what's your name?
You just start to see text go above his head, and he starts to scream, oh, those slippery little Murlocs, I know they got away with it. Oh, what am I going to do without all my bales of hay?
Oh, no.
Man, I asked what your name was.
Dirty, gross little Murlocs. Oh, they're always running around getting their wet hands, always stealing my hay. Oh, God, I'm just a farmer trying to get hay here. Oh, what am I going to do with all of my bales of hay?
I'm Chet.
God, the Murlocs, they just put their hands on everything. I just wish somebody would get me some bales of hay.
My wife's going to leave me. We understand your plight. We're not farming folks, so I don't know how much help we can be to you, but...
thanks. Just get me 5 bales of hay and I'll pay you for it. And then you see his question mark go from yellow to gray.
Kids? What's going on here?
I guess we should go find some bales of hay. I was not in the mood for a fetch quest today, but it seems as though that's where we are.
I don't see any balers, any farming equipment.
As soon as Ron says farming equipment, the world of Azeroth fades from around you and appearing all around you. You now find yourself in the same portal you once were in. And this time, as you're falling through, Ron's words talking about looking for farm equipment echo around, and you now find yourself in Stardew Valley.
Oh!
I'm gonna go date people.
Yes.
Hey, okay, excuse me, kids. I gotta go check on Penny real quick. I just, she's at the library.
Did we get the dog or the cat?
What are y'all gonna do now? You found yourself in a field, and there's a bunch of equipment around you.
If we are on a farm, we should probably go harvest some hay. Or at least maybe go find someone else to talk to.
Can we take something from one game and bring it back to another, do you think?
That is a very good question. Yeah, I'm gonna go find a rock that I can pick up and put in my inventory.
Joel, very, very important question here.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a greenhouse and is there coffee beans inside the greenhouse? There is?
Yeah.
Okay, hey, you go check out the rocks. I'm gonna go over to the greenhouse and make me some coffee. I always think better with a good cup of Joe. So I start walking over to the greenhouse.
Chet's checking the weather also.
I'm gonna start slicing up some grass and stuff and try and get some hay.
I'll just randomly, in the short amount of time that you're doing this, start dating something.
So imagine he's gonna start farming. Ron is gonna go attempt to like make some coffee. Winston is gonna go try to date somebody. And what is Chet doing?
He's checking the weather. Yeah, to see how much, how effective we need to be with our watering of the crops.
Right now, it's actually very good weather for crop season. It actually,
nice.
and then it says like clear skies, and there's gonna be some good rain coming and like some nice overcast. So they're definitely saying like right now, it seems like anything you planted would be very plentiful afterwards. It seems like things would also grow a little faster than normal.
Nice.
Imagine, give me an act under pressure.
Okay, a 7.
You're starting to like cut some stuff up, and then you cut things up and then pick it up over your head, and then like it starts to disappear, and then you kind of feel like it's in your supply list. You think you're about halfway to the amount of hay you need, but now you definitely feel parched.
I set down whatever sickle I'm using and do the like, whew, I am certainly parched.
Ron, you roll act under pressure. Let's see if you made yourself some good coffee, and if maybe you could help Imagine out.
Oh sure, I'm waiting. Like I'm at the keg that's brewing the coffee. Oh man, I got a 10 natural. So
You just make like the best fucking coffee there is. Like, and you just get all like sped up on it too.
But does it taste like coffee?
To Ron, yes, it does taste like coffee.
So okay, so yeah, then we're helping. I'm sped up. I feel great. You found some wheat there. Imagine, that's great. I guess I start plucking too then, if that's the plan.
Great. So yeah, and then Imagine Ron gives you some water, also offers you some coffee.
Imagine has never had coffee.
All right, and so now we're gonna go to Winston.
Oh dear.
What kind of townsperson are you being drawn to? What are you looking at? We want to get like another farmer, maybe somebody from like a shop in town. You want to get like a traveler, someone on a boat.
Do you want me to show you my guide to dating the bachelorettes in Stardew Valley?
Do that.
Okay, hold on.
I did just get really into like, okay, I'm trying to play Stardew Valley as good as I can right now.
Yeah. There's a plethora of mates that you can try to woo.
We'll go with Harvey.
He's the town medic.
Oh, good.
You go up to Harvey. For anyone not familiar, Harvey is the town doctor. He's a little old for a bachelor, but he has a kind heart and a respected position in the community. He lives in a small apartment above the medical clinic, but spends most of his time working. You can sense a sadness about him, as if there's something he's not telling you.
This is a weird
So
choice.
you go to the medical clinic,
God.
and you find Harvey in there. He just saw off, let's say, fucking Clint. You walk in, and Harvey doesn't notice you at first, and for that brief moment in time that Harvey thinks that he's alone in his medical clinic, he lets out a sigh of a man that has secrets untold, and then perks up once he sees you come in and goes, "Oh, that's interesting. I haven't seen you around town. Are you new here?" And then there's like a box beneath him that says yes or no.
Yes.
You just kind of tickle him. Your hand goes through it. He goes, ooh.
Oh, I meant to say yes.
Yes, I'm new. I'm absolutely new here. Mm-hmm.
He goes, oh, well, what can I help you with? Do you need some medicine? And then like he holds up like a little medicine bottle, and then he's like, or maybe you want to buy some shit, like some medicine, and holds up another medicine bottle.
I would like to purchase medicine. Yes, that's exactly what I'd like to do.
He hands over a medicine bottle, but then fumbles and drops it and goes to pick it up off the ground. And if you want, you can try to manipulate someone to see if you have a little meet cute with Harvey.
Oh my god, perfect.
So roll
that
plus
was literally
charm.
exactly what I was thinking. An 8.
You guys have like a nice little meet cute, and like you both go grab the bottle and you laugh and you're like giggling a little bit. You are helping him clean up, and then whenever you stand up though, you realize that you have just cut up your hands a lot, but it's like a weird, like it's digital glass, but it does hurt you, so you're gonna take 1 harm.
All right.
But then Harvey just laughs at you and goes, oh, a klutz like you sure could use a doctor around, and he like winks at you.
I don't know what to do with that.
Wow.
You've started the
That's
dating
perfect.
process. This is very important.
I think you and Harvey just having like a fun little time. And it seems weird too, because like Harvey is a medical professional, but since you started to talk to him romantically, he seems way less concerned about medicine than he does romance.
That is perfect.
You keep trying to say things about all of the blood in your hands. Well, I guess on the outside of your hands, it's not the blood that's inside, it's the blood that's seeping out. It's the bad thing. Yeah, so you're just a little concerned going to that. So we're gonna go back to Chet. It's optimal weather conditions. You go check out the shed. You got tons of supplies to choose from. What are you gonna do?
Chet's gonna go try to find the dog.
You go to find the dog, and you do find it. And once you start going up to pet it, though, it kind of it glitches a little bit, and then turns into like Hellhound, but it looks similar to the graphics of World of Warcraft.
Ooh.
Guys.
And it's now staring you down, and it looks very intent on hurting Chet.
Hey, Imagine, Ron.
Yes?
I think the dog's sick.
Oh dear. I'm gonna head over.
You need to very slowly step away from the dog. Don't make eye contact. Dogs react poorly to eye contact. Very slowly walk away. Try not to, maybe have your palms out in case it wants to sniff them.
I put my palms out towards the dog. And I back away.
As it starts to see you back away, fire starts to erupt from its mouth as it...
All right, I take out my big knife.
Yeah, as it's starting to try to attack you. So yeah, roll to kick some ass with your big knife.
7.
All right, so you are going to trade blows. How much harm does your big knife do?
1 harm.
All right, so you do 1 harm to the Hellhound, and the Hellhound is tussling around with you, gets a swiping on you, and you take 1 harm as well.
Uh-oh.
Currently, Winston is at the doctor's office. Imagine and Ron do see Chet attacking the now Hellhound turned dog.
Yeah, I'm pulling my trident out, and I'm going.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my frying pan is already in my hand. Has Chet already taken a damage?
Yeah, Chet, like, 'cause they were fighting back and forth with the Hellhound, so.
I'm going to use my power of heart, and when fighting a monster, I can just automatically help someone out, so I would like to help out Imagine.
Okay.
All right.
So Imagine, the way I'm going to help you out, I can add a +1 to your roll, your next roll. Because of my great knowledge of dog anatomy, I'm just going to tell you the best place to hit the dog.
All right. I'll roll to kick some ass. With that +1, I got a 15.
Are you doing like a physical, like melee attack with your trident, or are you going to shoot at it with your new power?
I'm going to do a physical attack.
You go to do the, lunge down on it, but as soon as you start to do that, the scope lights up, and then like a laser comes out of it and starts to point at the dog, and then it points up in the air, and then the trident itself kind of like sends you jettisoning up in the air, and then the laser points down on the dog right where Ron told you to hit it, and you now go slamming down with the trident in its back, and it just explodes the Hellhound.
Damn.
Neat.
That was a great hit, Imagine!
Thank you. I did not mean to do that.
Imagine's so cool.
As the carcass of the hellhound starts to rain down upon all of you, Chet gets a notification that the weather has changed.
Blood.
Well, it says
no.
blood at first, and then
Hellhound pieces.
it says dominoes ? As the sky starts to rain down pieces of dominoes, like the game tile dominoes.
Great.
So we're going to go back into the clinic with Winston. Harvey, even if you ask for like medical help, is just kind of seems like on a weird loop where he's just talking about he's got a secret, but he doesn't know if he can trust you.
I'm going to find the bandages. I'm going to just patch this hand up and just keep talking as I do so.
Roll to read a bad situation as you're looking for bandages.
6.
You think that digitally the bandages worked. It's weird because your hand had shards of digital glass in it, but your hand looks normal. But you wrap the bandages on your hand, and to you, it looks fine, but now it looks like your hands are digital. And what you don't realize is that your hand is not healed up. You take an additional damage as your hands are bleeding without you realizing it.
Oh, God. Oh, this is bad.
And he's somewhere else. Like, I can't see him, right?
Like, you imagine and Chet were together, and Winston is by himself trying to flirt with Harvey.
I think in this moment, Winston wants to just pop it into good old Harvey's digital brain and being like, you can trust me. You absolutely can. You should just tell me the secret right about now.
Roll weird.
That is an 8.
You tapped into his brain and you asked what the secret is.
Mm-hmm.
And so he says, okay, here it is. And he opens his mouth, and then just you see from it, it starts to seem like color is changing as things starts to fluctuate. And you now see everything in 0 and 1s. And you have like an understanding of the coding of the game that you're in. And you can actually see all of the secrets, which are how this game is made. So you no longer see anything as Stardew Valley. You're kind of walking around in like Neo at the end of the first Matrix.
Oh my God, you guys.
Sweet. Whoa.
The only thing around you that does not look like that coding is in fact a feather quilt. But the hard part about this is now, currently, if you try to talk to anybody else, all that comes out is garbled mush, and any text that comes out above you that would like for someone to read just comes out as like a bunch of blank characters.
Oh no.
Because you don't really have an understanding. And then if you all see Winston until this changes, you'll see him like flickering in and out, and it kind of looks similar to how the dog turned into the hellhound from Azeroth. You were there to flirt with Harvey, but I don't know. I'm not trying to tell you what you're into. You might not be into just computer code.
No, not really. I now want to exit this situation as quickly as possible. This dating thing has gone terribly wrong.
You walk out and you see all around you, things still have like the texture and the layout that they did before when you saw them in Stardew Valley, but it's just like I said, it's all covered. You can like see the base code of everything. And then also what you see is like pretty much corrupted code flying out and flinging over to everybody, and you can make out the figures that are Imagine, Chet, and your father Ron, and the same thing with them. The only thing on them that does not seem to be digital code is Ron's knife, Chet's half shield blade holder, and Imagine's Super NES scope.
You guys, hey! This is bad.
And you hear from what you kind of assume is a glitched out Winston.
I'm pulling my trident out again and like not knowing, because I'm going off what happened with the dog. I'm gonna go, everyone be aware they may have the ability to clone us. It's not a very good one though.
Okay. Hold on there. That might be my boy. Let me read a bad situation here. Is what I'm gonna do. I got a 7. Because I really do think that is my boy. I'm gonna ask, what is the best way out?
So what you have put together and what the best way out is, it's not that you're good at video games, it's that you've seen so many terrible 80s movies that you start to put together like, wait a minute, when you guys had the conversation earlier of what do we want to play, First, Imagine said World of Warcraft. Then Winston said they just want to play a game that they can't die in. Chet wanted to play Stardew Valley, and all you wanted to do was play dominoes, because in front of you falls a perfect game of dominoes that just defeated itself with another pile landing in front of you.
Okay, guys. I don't think it's ghosts anymore. I think it's psychic ghosts. I'm putting that out there.
Absolutely. Yes.
Might be witches, might be warlocks.
I think it's the government.
I tear off my crystal and I throw it at Winston.
Cool. A crystal hits Winston and then falls on the ground.
This can't be defeated. This is a dark, powerful energy, gang.
I do not wish to shoot, but I will if I have to.
I don't know how magic could manipulate code, but I'm gonna give that a shot, because clearly this just needs to happen.
Give me a weird roll.
That is a 10.
You just think to yourself, not the Matrix anymore. All the coding around you just disappears, and you come back to your form stabilizes. You now all see Winston holding up his hands, which are covered in digital glass and just pouring blood.
Oh my.
Dating went really bad. It turned out very
Who
wrong.
hurt you? Who hurt you, my boy? You show it to me. I'll take care of him.
I think this was my fault. I don't know.
I'm gonna take Winston by the hand and I'm gonna cast lay hands on him. 7, which means I take that damage regardless. Question, is this damage ignoring armor?
This one won't.
Okay. I am officially unstable.
Oh no. All right.
Just to let you know.
Yeah. Imagine heals Winston and the dominoes are still sprouting from the carcass of the hellhound, and all of the crops around you, as the blood dominoes start to pour over them, start to overflow, and you start to hear the voice coming from seemingly everywhere again of the quest giver. Oh, those dirty Morlocks are just touching all my stuff and taking all my hay. Just give me some hay and then my wife won't leave me.
We need to get the hell out of here.
I believe I've gathered enough hay. I'm not quite sure if it's enough to satisfy the quest.
Should we shove the hay into the hellhound? Is that what you're saying, Imagine? Because I'm okay with that.
Well, perhaps if code from the other game interacts with code from this game. Yeah, I'm gonna shove the hay into the hellhound.
Give me a weird roll.
An 8.
Imagine you shove the hay through the hellhound carcass and you hear someone go, oh, thanks, here's some money. And then 5 pieces of copper pop out, and then the hellhound sucks itself back in, imploding on itself. But it seems to have stopped the blood domino rain.
Great.
You do now realize, though, that you are starting to glitch similar to Winston. It's not that no one can understand you, but you do seem to have affected your own code.
Well, that seemed to go well. That seemed to go well.
Oh no!
Oh.
I think she got the virus from the doctor, like you had there, Win.
That's not good. But what is good is that just happened to me. So maybe I can help to attempt to heal with magic.
Roll to use magic.
That's a 4.
You attempt to use magic on Imagine, and then it just sends both of you flying back. What's terrifying is that your body, Winston, goes flying back, but then your spectral form stands right there. And Harvey walks out, checks the pulse on your body, and says, I don't think he can die, and then looks at your spectral form.
What? Oh, I'm a
Congrats,
ghost.
you're the ghost now.
Oh, no. This is really bad.
Oh, God. So what do Ron and Chet see?
Oh, you see Winston's body on the ground, and it looks dead as fuck, but you do see Winston as a ghost. Once again, ringing in Ron's ears, the request of Winston to play a video game that he just couldn't die in.
So I see his body on the ground, but I also see his ghost.
Yes.
Is what you're telling me. Ron is doing his best to process this information, pulling out all the Band-Aids that he has. And I'm going to offer my Band-Aids to the ghost form of Win and just say, what do you need, boy? I remember you saying in the video game that you don't want to die. Oh, wait, I saw this one. Patrick Swayze. You just gotta lay down into your body. Ghost lay down into your real body.
I'm going to try it.
I'll get a clay pot. I'll go find a clay pot.
So Ron's going to search for a clay pot. If you're going to attempt to Swayze your way into the body, give me a cool roll.
Oh, fabulous.
And you just hear me from far away going, I'll be your whoopee.
Go check Leah. Leah might have some clay in the cabin.
I did just roll an 11 for cool.
You go lay back down in your body, and then you roundhouse kick your way up, knocking Harvey back, and you're now, just for a second, wearing a pair of skin-tight jeans and no shirt as you land on the ground from your roundhouse kick, and then you blink back into Winston. Now you start to see the same light protruding off of the quill in your pocket, and you also start to see, even though Imagine's been knocked on the ground, their scope starts to light up. Chet's shield begins to pulse, and then the knife that Ron has on him.
Which makes me run back, and of course, drop the pot that I grabbed, because I did find one. Like, I notice it glowing, but I stop and give Win a big ol' hug first.
Oh,
Aw.
Oh, my boy, I thought I lost you.
I thought I was dead.
You've roadhoused your way out of this one.
I did.
Roadhouse.
We'll have to watch that movie when we get out of this video game.
Okay, we'll see if it's on Netflix. We'll get Roadhouse when we get back.
Perfect.
Okay.
Y'all gather up, and it was just Winston at first, but now Imagine with your divine sight, you're also starting to realize that the items that all, that were glowing are starting to glow again.
Perhaps we should huddle close. It seems as though we will be transported again.
Let's do it.
Touch glows? Touch our glows together?
Yeah.
By the powers of Grayskull.
I go pick up my crystal real quick.
Oh, you pick up your crystal?
Yeah, I do. Can't leave that behind.
Three of you all have your items touching, and then you're just waiting, and then you notice that Chet is looking for the crystal because there was the big explosion that Winston caused. So Chet's just kind of looking on the ground, hold on, I'm gonna be there a second.
Chet, you're always welcome. You're always welcome. But we gotta talk about the pots, okay? I think it's doing something to your short-term memory, and we all make our own decisions. I'm not trying to force that on you.
Dad,
just a discussion.
I'm super embarrassed right now. Can we not?
I just, all you kids, you're so great. I love having you around.
I actually do agree with Ron on this. Marijuana is not something we should be pushing onto our youth.
I think if you listen to the spectral being here who's from another plane of existence, we can learn a few things. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Tight. All right. Are we what?
And I'm assuming that Chet now pushes his item in, even though everyone's trying to lecture him.
Yeah.
Chet pushes his half-shield Yu-Gi-Oh! Blade holder forward, and once he touches his item with the four of yours, they all light up. All four of you see it, and the world around you flickers. You find yourself once again in a digital vortex.
Oh, God.
You appear back in the newly formed basement of Mini Nodes, all standing in front of your arcade machine.
Huh.
Whoa.
Huh.
Fascinating.
You hear a voice from the arcade machines go,
All right, job's done.
the lights around the arcade machines that formed that sent you into the digital world before once again glow around you, so they shoot up in a column of light, blinding each of you from anything outside your circle. And then all of the columns go down. Imagine you see standing in the place of your three friends, three people you do not recognize. Imagine in their place, you see three new people. First, you see
Monty is very tall, very much a typical douchey outdoorsman-like type. Very much into hiking and will force others to be into hiking. And his confidence has gotten him a lot further than he deserves.
And then in the next space, you see
Charles Weston. Charles is a big game hunter and lives for the thrill of the hunt. He is exceptionally arrogant, very wealthy, and extremely insecure. He looks exactly like the hunter from Jumanji.
And then in the final place, you see...
I want you to picture an early 2000s era Josh Groban, but holding a flaming sword. And that's Ezra.
And imagine, you definitely can sense that Ezra is also an angel.
Awesome. Imagine is going to, from like a pocket space dimension, pull out a flaming trident and go, friend, it is confusing yet wonderful to meet you in this time.
I think Ezra's face completely lights up and they go, oh. I want to know if I know Imagine.
You don't recognize each other from any, because both of you have been sent to Earth at different times, but even during the times of being angels, neither of you have run into each other.
We've never interacted. Okay.
No.
My name is Imagine Eternity and Thou Shall Not Feel Afraid. It is very nice to meet you.
It's great to meet you. I'm Ezra. Well, okay, Israfel, although you might actually know me as Hermes, but we don't talk about that.
Ah, I have heard stories of you.
All good things, I'm sure, and we will not be mentioning it.
Of course.
Are they with you?
They are not with me, are they with you?
Well, they haven't been previously.
Charles pulls out an ivory-handled pistol, cocks it, points it at the both of you, and goes, "What the devil is going on?"
Oh, I wouldn't do that if I were you.
Yes, it will not end well.
There are a lot of suburban mothers who seem to like me quite a bit.
Who are you and what happened to my previous companion?
I can ask you the same thing.
Well, I asked first.
Well, I asked second.
I think they got you with the first one.
Thank you, very tall wilderness lumberjack man.
No problem. Goes up for a high five.
Charles just looks at it and pats him on the shoulder.
And that's good. That's good enough for me, honestly. It's like some male affirmation, which is really the most I could get out of my day.
Imagine is going to, in an attempt to de-escalate things, is going to put their trident back into pocket space and is going to hold out their hand and say, I have already introduced myself, but again, I am Imagine Eternity and Thou Shall Not Feel Afraid, but you can call me Imagine for now.
Cool.
Well, it's hello, Imagine. I feel rather silly for brandishing my weapon if we're all just civil people. I'm Charles Weston of, the Westons.
I do not, but it is wonderful to meet you.
Well, thank you. I was in the middle of hunting a manticore, and I had just closed the eyes of my sweet prince because I had finally captured him, and then I was transported into this very strange world, and I don't know what's going on. But it's nice to meet you, too.
And you?
I'm Monty. I like being outdoors, I just try to move around as much as possible. I was moving around my friends, started, killing some people. They were all monsters apparently. And then I was about to slash this demon's throat, and then I straight up ended up here. I'm pretty much down for the count to do whatever. I'm hoping that we just kill some more shit and do some more heroic stuff, because honestly, this has been the coolest part of my life thus far.
Another man who enjoys the thrill of the kill.
Oh yeah. I love killing. And then you can see physically in my body that I'm like cowering from that. Like I'm really, really like, oh yeah, killing and just trying to like cheers you with it. But I've not killed anyone.
Charles raises a very bushy eyebrow and goes, humph, and looks away.
Just kind of stand there and I body rock one time, and then just sort of like, so like, where are y'all from? You just like put a trident back into space. You store like all your shit there, or what?
I have, yes, most of the time. I was in an internet cafe that was run by my friends, and we found some very odd machines downstairs that transported us into a virtual world, and honestly, we kicked ass, and then I was here, and my friends were not.
You are still in the basement of Mini Nodes right next to the 4 arcade machines that because y'all had gone into them and then come back out, and
they're still here.
Yeah, and so like beams of light went around all of you where your 3 companions were staying, and that's where these 3 are staying. So you are still in the newly formed basement of Mini Node.
Perhaps if we play the game again, we might find our companions once more.
You're talking about growing into an electronic video game. Is that correct?
Yes, I do find video games to be quite immersive. It's one of the things I enjoy being down on Earth, but these are more in the literal sense.
I think that Ezra has just very recently seen Jumanji for the first time and finds this hysterical.
As Imagine is talking about like going into the video games again, each of you were holding an item before and it started to glow. So in Imagine's hand is a scope that was on top of their trident. And then for Charles, it was a shoulder mount attachment that he would use for his larger armaments.
My bazooka.
Yeah, for Ezra, it was the handle of your blade itself was glowing. Then for Monty, you have what just kind of seems like a long cylinder, like open barrel.
Okay.
And all of those items are in your hands and glowing, as Imagine mentioned, going inside the video game again.
You all have very nice armaments. I must say I'm quite impressed. It rivals my store at home.
Right, so this doesn't usually do this.
No, you don't just have glowing objects laying around?
Yeah, mine have always glowed.
I have a few.
Well, there goes that hunch.
I have a few specialty ones myself, but no, this shoulder mount is quite new, actually. I really don't know what it's made of or how it works, but I can tell you something. It'll kill a manticore. Square in the face.
I did find some use for it when we went into the video game. It was quite helpful defeating some enemies.
So you think if we go back in, we'll find your companions?
Well, when we went in the first time and then came back out, we were with new people. Perhaps it's another spin of the roulette wheel?
Your logic is quite sound.
Eventually we'll get lucky. Unless you'd like to go upstairs. I believe we do have some pizza that we ordered. Anyone hungry?
Oh, yeah, pizza. I say we go get some pizza.
I am quite famished,
yeah, I'm
actually.
way hungry. Pizza sounds great right now, honestly.
Listen, I almost died in a flaming motel, so pizza would be delightful.
Yeah, we're in.
Oh, yeah. Let's go upstairs then.
You go upstairs and you walk up and there's a kitchen, and outside on the other side of the kitchen is a internet cafe. If you do any more exploring above, there's an apartment there, and there's pictures of somebody that you find out is named Ron, his stepson.
In the internet cafe, there's pictures
of
Ron?
above the internet cafe, there's an apartment.
Okay.
And
so we go up to the apartment too?
Well, I'm just saying, like, if you look around, there's probably some pictures of them, but like, you know,
okay.
you find out, like, you know, Imagine probably Ron owns the internet cafe.
Yes, my good friend Ronathan and Winston both own this internet cafe.
Oh, Ronathan, that's a common name. I've heard that before.
Yes, although we do generally call him Ron, which seems less of a mouthful.
I prefer people's full names. It's formal.
Yeah, there's something about Ronathan that just feels good, honestly.
Rolls off the tongue, if you will.
Yeah, Ronathan and pizza, honestly.
Ronathan. Anyways, what kind of pizza do you have for us?
I do not remember what we ordered.
It was like a meat lovers and like a cheese pizza. But a lot of it was already eaten. There's some sandwiches that were made prior.
Yes, we did have sandwiches.
There's some Doritos as well and stuff like that. It's because there's there's just a lot of like standard internet cafe snacks.
Okay.
Can I tell how long we've been gone?
Yeah, you actually like look at it and it just seems like you have only been gone for about 5 minutes.
Interesting.
Well, Charles sits down, throws a bib in his breast pocket, and tucks into some pizza.
Yeah, and so you start eating some pizza.
Can I heal?
I was about to say, yeah, you can definitely heal one harm from eating some pizza.
Yeah, the pizza heals you.
Yeah,
for
the pizza,
sure.
the cold pizza heals you.
What, they've only been gone for a few minutes. I thought.
Well,
pizza...
it did get thrown out of a car and then fell on the ground.
I don't know the history of this pizza. I'm sorry.
But it's still good pizza.
It was a struggle getting pizza. I am also unstable, I think, so I'm gonna eat some pizza too.
Is that sausage? Like multiple types of sausage?
I know the smart thing to do would be to eat pizza to heal, but I don't think this idiot is going to do that. I'm actually going to be looking around. I'm trying to look for any sort of sign that this is like... I know that I'm in a different place than when I started. I'm looking for signs that this is or is not the same Earth that I am familiar with in the same time period that I am familiar with.
Do you have any moves in particular, or are you just trying to do like a general
I guess I'm just
weird?
trying to like read the situation. It's not really a bad situation. I guess I'm trying to investigate a mystery.
Well, you can do that. You could do investigate a mystery, or you are an angel, and so you kind of have the ability to like tap into weirdness, I would say. But you could whichever one you want to do. Like
Can I help since I'm also another angel?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to just investigate a mystery because I have 0 sharp and it's still better than my magic score. So, and that is a 4.
I think it's just because Imagine's so excited to see another angel. I'm just following you around, like holding a slice of pizza and just being a distraction.
The 2 angels are just kind of wandering around, and I think Ezra's getting distracted because Imagine is just on their heels.
So how long have you been on Earth? Have you tried anything interesting? I've mostly been playing video games the entire time. What part of the universe did you come from? Have you tried pizza yet? Would you like a slice of pizza? I can get you a slice of pizza.
Meanwhile, I'm like picking up random postcards and I'm like, what is Fortnite?
Oh, Fortnite's fun. You can do all these cool emotes in a first-person shooter. Winston tried to teach me how to floss, but I don't think it went very well. And I start trying to floss, but it's not great.
Do angels not have proper hygiene?
Oh, that's flossing, huh?
Charles, you do while y'all are eating, you do find a first aid kit back in the kitchen.
Oh, we do? Good.
Yeah.
Can I heal one more then?
You can heal one more, and then everyone else, if you need to, Charles can help bandage you up with the first aid kit.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I have lay on hands. I also have magic for that.
Oh, I do too, but I wasn't going to use it on them.
That's perfect.
Not on these chuckleheads.
So y'all are just kind of checking out, what's Monty doing after he's done eating pizza?
Oh, well, actually, midway through, he realizes that pizza is not vegan and just has a kind of like a sad meltdown about it. And from there, actually, he goes back to Imagine. He's like, so, Ronathan, like, what's the story on this dude? Because I'm, like, seeing his picture and stuff. Like, who is he?
Well, he's the owner of this establishment. He's a very well-meaning man. He's very lovely. There's really nothing quite, well, special about them, but... Well, no, that's actually, I suppose that depends on who you ask.
Yeah, sounds like there's something special.
Ronathan and his son are quite wonderful people. I was drawn to them, but I have not noticed anything besides the usual, anything preternaturally special about them. They do have some magical powers, but it's, the usual that most people tend to have.
Okay, yeah, just normal magic stuff. Hey, okay.
Yes.
Cool.
Have you not come across...
Oh no, there's totally magical people where I'm from. There's like angels and stuff. None of them have pocket dimensions though. That was kind of the thing I was into.
Yes, where do you get your pants?
Oh, these, I believe, they're Ronathans. My incorporeal form does not require clothing. This is one I merely took on to make people more calm with my presence.
I'm going to have to give Ronathan a call so I can find those pants. It looks like you could store a whole double-barrel shotgun in there.
Yes, they're quite roomy. I quite enjoy them.
Yes.
I sort of turn my back to the other people in the room and look at Imagine with like a sort of hand over by my face, trying to be real casual. And I'm like, speaking of humans, why are you, do you have like a, like a mission or are you here for for the...
I was sent here by my dying god to help protect the earth from that which killed them.
Oh, your god was dying.
They are dead now, but yes, they were dying.
Oh, didn't know they did that.
Yes, we were quite surprised when it happened. But there is a darkness about that made it that has slowly been encroaching on the planet. I was sent down to try and find the chosen ones, as they were, and help protect the Earth from it.
Right. So, and I kind of like gesture back over my shoulder at these two like
at these two idiots.
And I can hear you, and I'm like, yeah.
You're like, did someone call?
What's up?
I'm trying to sort of convey two things with these eyebrow raises. One of which is like, is it them? And then two, like, why would it be them?
Imagine has a 0 in sharp and a -1 to charm. They weren't gonna pick up on that. Can I do like an insight check to see? I mean, I guess I would know if they were the chosen ones.
For this, you're going to give me a weird check.
Charles, meanwhile, is on his third piece of pizza.
Okay, that's a 9.
So you are like looking around the room and trying to see. You don't really understand how to look for the chosen one. It's been so long since you kind of did anything like that.
Yeah.
But what you start to do see is like you look at Ezra and they are shrouded in like the same, holy energy as you. You look at Charles and it's not a bad aura. It's definitely got some some stains on it. But then you look at Monty, and it's weird because it's like a weird nothingness coming off of him, but you've not ever seen that before.
And I give you a thumbs up.
Imagine is just kind of gonna stare at Monty for a second, and then looks to Ezra, and then looks back to Monty, and like then very pointedly looks at Ezra and turns back to Monty.
And then I put my hand over my face, and I look over to Charles, and I'm like, bro, I think I might be the chosen one.
I go, what were you chosen for exactly? Is this like the voice?
I don't know, but it's me.
Well, congratulations, old bean.
Thanks. And then I go up for a high five again.
And Charles looks at it this time, looks at Monty, looks at the hand, and then claps him on the shoulder again.
As y'all are having these talks, imagine you do start to hear, it sounds like there's some commotion coming from the basement.
Oh, goodness. I'm going to, like, walk to the door and, like, try and peek down the stairs.
Give me a read a bad situation roll.
That's a 3.
Y'all see Imagine step back off into the kitchen, and then you don't see them come back out.
Are you getting more pizza?
You hear no response.
I don't think they're getting more pizza.
Oh, that's not good.
Let's go with them. I'm going to check this shit out.
Well, all right.
I want to go down after them.
Well, don't leave me up here, old chap. I'll come with you.
What's Ezra doing?
Ezra is watching these two go and then saying, just like sort of looking up like very pointedly and like, these two? Really? And then pulls the flaming sword out again and follows after them.
You walk back into the kitchen, and then you hear some noise coming from the basement, and then you walk down. You see Imagine has their trident out, and they're backed up into a corner, and there's two what can only be described as hellhound-looking beasts, but the fires and flames coming off of them look digital.
Ooh, that's cool and fun.
And then Imagine you do recognize these similar to the hellhounds that you fought inside of the machines.
Back, beasts. I've killed your kind before.
Charles gets very excited, pulls the napkin out of his neckerchief, wipes his mouth, and goes, "You brutes. Time to tangle with my bazooka."
I'm not wasting time on banter. I just want to kick some ass.
At least one person is
Ezra
practical.
jump down and attack.
11.
And so what are you attacking with?
With my flaming sword, which is 3 harm, hand, fire, holy.
You do stab into one of these things, and it lets out like a shriek, but it does seem to you like the fire did no damage to it whatsoever.
Okay.
But like the radiant holy damage of it for sure, like hit it hard.
Okay, I want to use my extra effect on my like 10 plus to give a +1 forward to Imagine.
Okay, its bat claw rears up on you, and you're going to take a 1 harm swipe as it just kind of is like reacting.
Okay.
Who is up next?
I want to pick up a dog, punch it, and throw it.
Yeah, you remember in Ronathan telling you about how to hit dogs well.
Yeah.
So.
I don't care for that
real?
backstory at all.
See, I knew Ronathan was important. I knew it.
So my unarmed is 2 harm, intimate. It's an 11.
All
Yo!
right, so you get to pick an additional effect.
I'm gonna give a +1 forward to Charles.
All right, yeah, so
Ooh, thank you.
pick up a dog and toss it. That's kind of how Charles is gonna get plus moving forward.
We like shot put it, like I toss it in the air and you fire.
Oh, and do you yell pull?
Keep shooting. Oh my god.
The dog does take a bite on your shoulder, so you're gonna take 1 harm.
Cool.
Charles, up to you.
So there's
Yeah.
any dogs left?
There was just 2 dogs. Ezra didn't kill the first dog. It's heavily wounded, and this other one looks a little bit hurt. But it does seem like the radiant holy damage from Ezra's blade really fucked it up.
Oh, my technically smite lets me count as a weakness against the monster. I don't know if that does anything else. My body and divine weapon always count as a weakness.
It doesn't look as hurt as the other one. It still looks a good amount hurt. But those 2 are still like up and going.
Okay, I want to attempt to banish one of them. I put out my hand and I go, okay. 12.
Yo.
Ooh, yeah, so...
I put my hand out and like very casually, and then like my hair like flares up behind me. It's like my man bun like untangles itself. And then I put my hand out and like my eyes start to glow a little bit, and I reach out and you can see that I'm like grabbing one of the animals, and then I close my fist and then I make it disappear.
Holy shit. As an aside, I like briefly look up at the sky when he does this, and I'm like, okay, point taken.
Charles, having seen Imagine toss the dog in the air and having a strong background in skeet shooting on his estate in London, looks up with the high-powered rifle on his shoulder and yells, "Pull!"
And then you'll get a +1 from Imagine.
Oh, shit. That was Snake Eyes, guys.
Charles screams out, pull, shoots a shotgun in a basement, and hits a support beam.
Oh, yeah.
So half of the support beam falls down like right in front of Imagine. But you can now start to see that the floor above is starting to, or I guess the ceiling, but which is the floor, is starting to like creak because you did hit a support beam.
Please don't ruin Ron's shop. I don't think he would be appreciative.
After that happened, though, there is a hellhound that was thrown up in the air at you. Well, not at you, but thrown up in the air for you to shoot, and then you try to shoot it and didn't. So it then does land on top of you and starts to bite you, so you're going to take 1 harm. So there is a hellhound on top of Charles.
Like a bad puppy. Get off of me.
And we can go back to Ezra.
So the one hellhound is gone, the other one is on top. Also, the roof is collapsing. Does that appear to be like an imminent danger?
It doesn't appear to be like, in the next like minute, but it does seem, a support beam was blown out by a shotgun. So definitely gonna be sooner than later.
I'm trying to figure out if my priority would be trying to get people out of here or trying to finish off this immediate threat first. Yeah, I guess I'll just go ahead and attack the remaining hellhound.
Right, yeah, go ahead and kick some ass.
10 + 2 is a 12.
Charles is on the ground trying to fight this thing off, and Ezra just walks up and just stabs it like a kebab and just moves it off of Charles.
Charles continues to flail even though the dog isn't on him anymore.
I come up and I start patting you. I'm like, bro.
You foul beast! Get banished back to the bowels of Hades from whence you came. What?
As soon as Ezra takes their sword from out of it, the thing just kind of pixelates into nothingness.
Well, that went well. Well done.
I desperately want to put this beam back into place. If at all possible.
I guess roll plus sharp.
Can I convince you to roll plus tough to like just shove it back into place?
Well, the main thing
regardless of whether
is
or not
it got shot with a shotgun, so it's not just like that it got like moved like out of place.
It's like splintered.
It was splinters, shattered. Like so, there is like if someone else wants to roll plus sharp.
I actually have a special skill as an independently wealthy. It's called an equipment cache. So I can have access to large inventories of mundane gear and rapid delivery service. If I roll well enough, I just have something.
What?
I will. So for flavor text, since generally that's whenever you have your connections and you are definitely in a different place, but for flavor text, you can do that in a similar way. So just roll that and we'll just say that like it's you just trying to find something to work, but you can use that for this.
It's a 9. So on a 7 to 9, I have access to something. Like it's not plenty of it, but I have access to what we need.
You like look at that and then realize that there was some stuff up in like the kitchen that you saw when you found the med kit with like you could just band together a bunch of these like pieces like metal or some crap.
It's just gaff tape, which fixes everything.
I saw a pile of large beams
upstairs.
There's
like a pile of large beams and some gaffer tape that you're just like, this will hold long enough.
There's a 2x4 and a table saw. It's all up there.
Yeah. So this is now Home Improvement, the podcast.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I want to roll to actually redo the tiling.
You figure out a way to like do that, and then I guess for Imagine you can roll plus tough to see like how well you bind it all together.
That's an 8.
You make something in between like you and Charles, you realize like that will hold for a little bit longer than this, but it definitely does need to be fixed very soon. You're able to put it back up in there, and then as y'all are still all down in the basement, the door closes in the basement at the top of the steps, and then like the lights all turn off.
Huh.
Well, that's promising.
Okay, I pull my signature flashlight move and just hold my flaming sword up to illuminate what I can of the room.
Whenever y'all were looking around and then Monty saw a few pictures of Ronathan and Winston, there were a select few photos that had a woman in them that seemed like, from a few years ago. Imagine knows that this is Ron's wife and Winston's mother, named Eshi. As soon as Ezra holds up their flaming sword to light up the room, all of you see Eshi in front of you. But as soon as like the light goes on, you all see a flash of her, and then she disappears, and then the lights go back on.
Is the door? Did the door like? Was it locked or like?
It's just closed in a spooky way.
Oh, okay. So it's not like closed. Okay, I'm gonna go run up to the door and I just kind of like check it like several like open it like I'm like click.
Yeah, it is open, but you're gonna need a roll to read a bad situation.
Okay, 7. What's the biggest threat?
You definitely can kind of get a sense that there's more of those hellhound on the other side of the door.
So I like close the door and then like I turn the deadbolt and I'm like, guys, there is like probably a dozen or more of those hellhounds right on the other side of the door. I know it was super cool how he did that before, but I'm thinking maybe we don't go outside so we don't get killed by all of them.
Well, we can't spend the rest of our lives in this basement.
That's true. I do like the outdoors.
And considering that the apparition of Ron's deceased wife just appeared in the basement, perhaps we should find another way out.
Charles just walks forward to where
she's no longer there. We're gonna walk to where she was.
Walks forward to where she was, sticks his arms out, and just goes. Just tries to feel in the area and goes, I don't think she's here anymore.
Imagine you mentioned something about going into the video game?
Yes, so we... did these not appear for you all? Did you just wind up in that place?
No, I mean, I played video games as a boy, certainly, but, not for the past 25 years.
Well, this basement was not here before. It just suddenly appeared, and when we came down, these arcade machines were here. We went and played, and they transported us to a digital world full of digital monsters. Perhaps we could shorten them to be called Digimon or these Digimonsters.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea.
And then we were in this place. I figure if we do it again, we might end up in a different area.
That's quite sound reasoning. As good an idea as any, really.
It sounds like a bad idea, but it sounds pretty cool, so I'm in.
Well, do not be fearful. Now that I have seen your auras and realized the crucial part you must play in the role of reviving my dead god and saving the planet, I am now tasked with protecting you at all cost. So you will be in no danger.
As y'all are having this conversation, you hear a car wreck on the outside of the building.
Oh, not again.
Do you get in a lot of car wrecks as an incorporeal being?
Today's especially, yes.
Do you drive?
No, never learned. Although I do quite well in GTA.
So what's the problem with this car wreck? It's just, people can't drive.
Yes, perhaps it is a sign that we should hurry on.
Well, bombs away, as they say. How do we get inside?
We play.
Oh, which game?
Okay.
I don't know. Can we... I'm gonna go over and start messing with the
you start to
machine?
tap on the arcade machine. It does not seem to have the same response as the first time you went up to it.
Charles goes over and just starts hitting the start button.
Yeah, it just keeps saying insert quarter.
Does anybody have a quarter?
I'm going to inspect my sword because I knew earlier there was some mention of the video games and my sword handle started glowing again, and I'm not really sure what's up with that.
Yeah, you start to check out your sword, and Imagine and Charles are up at the machines trying to hit buttons and make things work, but you notice the items that were glowing on the two of them before are having a faint glow as they're touching the machines, and you start to fiddle with your sword, and you realize that, like, the handle of your sword, and you've never noticed it before because it's just like never been doable, can like shift and be detached.
Okay. I think I'm standing there fiddling with my sword and I notice this. It's Charles and Imagine who are over at the machines, right?
Yeah.
Where's Monty?
I've got a bunch of quarters. And I'm just like jamming them in to like each one, like one as I go. I happen to have like $4 in quarters on me. So I'm just getting rid of it now.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I was just looking up to see if anybody else was available to make eye contact, but if nobody is, I think I keep fiddling with this, and I think I go ahead and pop the handle off my sword.
You pop the handle off your sword and it doesn't seem to react, and then you put together that everyone else is staying next to the video game machine, so you walk up next to one of the arcade machines, and as you get closer to it, the handle like starts to glow brighter, and it's glowing brighter than everyone else's since you're actually like paying it attention.
I sort of politely clear my throat, and I feel like that probably doesn't work at all. So then I do it like really obnoxiously.
What?
Do you need a cough drop? Are you quite well?
I could get some water.
It wouldn't do anything anyway. But does anyone else have some sort of strangely glowing artifact that is seeming to respond to the presence of an arcade machine, or is that just a me thing now?
I do have this scope. I'll pull mine out.
And as soon as you like pull it out and actually like interacting with it again, it begins to glow.
Charles looks at his shoulder and goes, "By Jove!"
And then the same thing.
Yeah, my is totally glowing.
Charles is very envious of everyone else's weapons.
So, y'all's are also glowing. This is pretty cool.
Can I, investigate a mystery and try and figure out what we need to do with this shit?
Yeah.
And I rolled a 10.
There you go.
What is being concealed here?
You start to try to look around, and you are looking at all of these 4 items, and they're glowing, and something in Imagine's head is trying to tell them you've seen this before, and so you're trying to think of all of the different angel stuff that you know, and then all of the things like ancient relics, because you were sent here to stand with hunters in the final battle. And so you're trying to just think about all of that, and then it clicks with you. You don't know this item from your time with the angels. You know it from some old Super Nintendo magazines.
Oh.
It seems like these 4 items could be placed together.
Oh, we can Transformers this shit. Okay, cool. Can I save my second question? Yeah. Imagine is staring back and forth between the two, and then when it clicks, they're just oh, we should put them together.
Well, I just took it apart.
No. And then takes the objects from everyone and tries to mangle it together and see which way it fits properly.
Charles is very reluctant for anyone to touch his special glowing weapon.
Please, I will give it back as soon as this is done.
All right.
It's simply to progress the level forward.
So long as you give it back and give it an extra shine.
Of course.
Oh yeah, I'm holding mine out like a doofus.
Cool.
Oh yeah, you can have mine too, but Ezra is standing there now trying to figure out how to use a sword without a handle.
So you are holding the 4 of them together now and trying to you just have the thought of, how do I put this together? And as soon as you think that, they all just float out of your hands. Monty's item floats up first, and it's a long barrel. And then Ezra's handle connects to the bottom. Imagine's scope connects to the top, and Charles's shoulder mount connects to the back. And in front of you is a fully formed, floating, and glowing Super NES Super Scope.
Hell yeah.
I just jump up and grab it and start miming. I'm hell yeah.
Roll.
I'm rolling. Okay.
Yeah, you're gonna roll. You're gonna roll. You're gonna roll weird and take a -2 since you're just fuck with it.
My opinions of Monty are vacillating wildly every 30 seconds.
6.
So that support beam that y'all put in place, and half of the building gets disintegrated as Monty just sends out a giant blast out of this newly formed Super NES Super Scope. Part of the side, so it's y'all are in a basement, and so it's not completely underground. There was still a little bit of the top of that. So you now just see outside, and you are all in it's the middle of winter here, and it is freezing and frigid, and yeah.
Definitely thought the safety was on.
Give me that, you blithering idiot.
Yeah, definitely.
Imagine is just blank-faced. You see them flexing their hands, just flipping into a fist,
Flames on the side of my face.
Perhaps one of us, and they motion to Ezra and go, perhaps one of us should hold on to it.
Why do you get to hold the big cool weapon?
Because we are more adept at handling mythical magical items.
You keep saying that you're
than
angels. Is that like a club? Is that like a gentleman's bar club or something like that?
No. Here, let me show you. From a burst outward, there are just these glowing bright white angel wings that stretch out.
And Charles,
past
you
Imagine.
get very excited because, as we all know, Charles' favorite thing to hunt is winged creatures and beasts, and you have never hunted or taken down an angel before.
I think Charles didn't know that angels were
but
real.
There are definitely just a huge span of angel wings in front of you.
Yeah, while you're doing that, there's angels in my world, and I'm staring at you bro, you had no idea that angels existed? It's rad.
Charles's eyes pop out of his head, his jaw drops, And he just starts breathing excitedly. Just like,
And I just say, I'll take that, and grab the gun.
New winged creatures.
I'm going to take the super scope and just drop it into pocket space, if that's cool.
Yeah.
It will not go in.
Oh no, so I just drop it on the ground.
Yeah.
Oh, that usually works.
Does it go off again?
No, I catch it. I catch it right before it hits me.
No, it does not go off again. What y'all do start to hear, since there is now a giant hole above you, there's no longer growling on the other side of the door at the top of the steps, and it seems like it's traveling to the front of the building where the door leading outside is.
I'm going to try to block it.
The giant hole?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to. So it's like a wall, but it's like only it's in their form. It's like fiery and digital.
Yeah, do that.
What is your like whole situation?
Wait,
10.
what playbook
He's
are
doing
you?
spell slinger.
Oh hell yeah!
It's his
okay.
veganism that gives him
Yeah.
powers.
You got a 10?
I got a 10. Yeah.
Are you a level 9 vegan?
Look, guys, don't spoil the whole backstory to this. Okay?
Yeah, and so you see Monty just like put up a protective barrier almost right in time as dozens of these digital hellhounds start to like line on the other side of the hole.
Charles is paying no attention to the hellhounds and is just kind of trying to reach out to touch the feathery wings.
Please don't touch me.
But your form is so fantastic.
Really, I much prefer my usual form over the human one, but thank you, I suppose.
Well, you're quite welcome.
I'm gonna go stand next to Ezra.
What is Ezra doing?
Well, okay, so I think Ezra is primarily focused on watching what Monty's doing at the walls and sort of clutching the super scope and watching this unfold. But upon hearing this comment from Charles, I think does cock their head kind of like, don't care for that. That was not my favorite thing.
A little weird. I'm gonna put my wings away.
You think Charles is trying to seduce you, but you would be wrong.
Yeah. There is just like beast upon beast coming out there. And then for a little bit, after you heard the car wreck, you did hear the arguing because it sounded like there's two people that had crashed into each other, and you no longer hear the arguing of those people outside.
I turn to everyone. I go, I can only hold it for so long. I'm just kidding. It's going to last forever. Don't worry. It's all good.
Although, well, we have the weapon now, and I don't know if we can still access the arcade machines, but perhaps it might actually be a good idea to go investigate outside.
Well, I did bring my velvet smoking jacket, so I suppose I'm warm enough.
Yeah, plus, I honestly, based off how much damage I just did, I think I can take out all these dogs with like 2 shots.
Well,
Is there a way for us to get like up there? I'm having a hard time visualizing like what the damage
At
is.
the top of the stairs, there's a door going back inside the cafe that they left because they realized there was a giant hole on the outside that they could get into.
Okay.
So they're on the
Okay,
outside of
gotcha.
the building trying to get in because of the hole. So the way that you could do it is if you all go upstairs and back into the building and Monty holds it long enough to like close the door.
So if we sort of like follow them sneakily and like retrace where they were. Okay, got it.
Yeah, let's do that
Yeah.
then.
Charles follows the angel.
All of you can get your way up there. Monty, you give me an act under pressure roll to see if you can, because you pretty much just have to try to hold the door long enough.
Oh, I got it.
Oh yeah, so Monty is able to like, y'all get on the other side back up into the kitchen and Monty pulls down the barrier and is able to like close the door behind him and lock it. So when you're upstairs, imagine everything in mini nodes is just wrecked. The kitchen is destroyed. You go inside of the actual internet cafe area and there's screens shattered everywhere, computers broken apart, and it just seems like these digital hellhounds just like ravaged everything.
Is the pizza okay?
Oh, no.
The pizza was also destroyed. But it doesn't look like anyone ate it. They just like scraped it up and then threw it around. So it wasn't even enjoyed.
That's ridiculous.
Charles is very upset.
Monsters.
Let's get these sons of bitches.
I'm gonna go to the window and sort of peek out to see if I can figure out what the heck went on with this car crash situation. We like haven't looked into that at all.
So you were looking out and there's just 2 cars that it seemed like they had a head-on collision out front. And as you're looking, there are a few corpses next to it because the people that were arguing of the car crash, you can just, without reading a bad situation, tell that they were murdered by these hellhounds.
Oh, yeah, that's probably what happened.
Charles brandishes his machete.
And so you look outside. It seems like there was about 24 hellhounds on the other side of the wall that Monty was holding. About like 12.5 like jumped into the basement or trying to get back. And so there's 6 hellhounds like outside, like sniffing around. 3 of them were preoccupied with some of the people that were in the wreck. So there's 6 outside, 3 kind of scouting around, and then 3 that are a little preoccupied.
Ezra, can you fly as well?
If you've got somewhere to go, I can follow.
No, but I can carry 1 or 2 people. It may be best to leave the ground, considering how many hellhounds are about.
Agreed.
Maybe we can get up to the roof?
Do we think it's structurally sound?
Charles is grinning like
it's
an
just
idiot.
the basement that's been destroyed.
The foundation, though.
The foundation of the entire building isn't compromised. It's just like one part of it. So if y'all were going to go up on the roof, there's definitely like a side of the building that would be better.
Okay, got it.
Cool. Let's get up to high ground.
Cool. Can you pick me up by my feet, like upside down?
Why?
Just my preferred way to fly.
Of course.
Sick. That's what I'm shouting as we take off, I'm assuming.
I want to know who's going to pick up Charles, and that will determine what I say.
Oh, I'll pick up Charles. I'm not letting Charles anywhere near Imagine right now.
Charles looks slightly disappointed, but is still freaking the fuck out.
Yeah, because Ezra also has angel wings when they fly you up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think Charles looks and goes, by God, there's 2 of them.
The 2 of you are able to like fly and get them on top of the roof, and before you can like fly and do any other recon, both of your angel wings disappear.
Okay.
Are they mid-flight or would we land?
No, they were on the building, but like it does not seem
all right.
like, but it does not, and like you try to like resummon them, but it does not seem like either of you have an ability to fly. And you also, there's a few helicopters around in the sky from like far off in the distance that you can kind of see, that also at the same time that your wings disappear, that they are grounded and they crash.
Oh God.
The death toll in this episode.
I'm like, I panic at their wings, and I'm like, so your portal stuff where you're like pulling the spears out, does that still work?
I pull out my
Your
trident.
trident comes out.
Cool.
That's odd. It seems as though we've been placed in a no-fly zone.
Can Charles investigate a mystery because he has no idea what the fuck is going on? 8. What sort of creature is it?
So what you're dealing with right now is a very interesting thing, because Charles has like dealt with a lot of different magics and creatures and stuff like that. And just from the best of your knowledge and stuff like that, like all of this is connected, and it has like a similar energy to everything that like sent you here. These hellhounds don't really seem like, it's not that they're causing this, they're a symptom of something else. And I think that both Imagine and Ezra are looking pretty like terrified as their wings are gone, and Charles is like running around trying to see. And then that's when everyone looks over and notices that Monty is now just kind of glowing with this like black void energy.
Monty, do you feel quite well?
Yeah, I feel great. More powerful, in fact, but I feel good.
This is what I had noticed in the beginning.
Imagine you don't have to roll to check, you don't have to check out anyone's aura. You notice, Charles still has like the same bloodstained aura.
Thank you.
Ezra, angelic, just the same as you. But Monty definitely has the exact same aura as the creatures, like these hellhound void beasts.
Imagine's gonna pull out their trident and go, Monty, I believe, unfortunately, I was incorrect earlier. I do not think I am being tasked with protecting you. Unfortunately, I believe I have to end you in order for this to stop.
That is mondo
It was wonderful
lame.
to meet you, I'm sure.
Whoa!
What is Imagine doing?
Whoa!
I'm gonna fucking attack. I'm gonna kick some
roll
ass.
Kick some ass.
10.
Awesome. You just pierce Monty in the stomach. He does take 3 harm, but it's weird because how the void beasts were hurt by the holy damage. It doesn't seem like he's immune to it, but it doesn't seem like it has like the same effect. But yeah, you're gonna take 3 harm.
I think Charles is probably going to attack Imagine. Like, stop trying to kill our friends.
All right, do it.
Okay. Roll to kick some ass. Then 8 plus 1 is 9.
All right, so you're both gonna trade some blows.
Okay. I think I'm gonna keep the trident in Monty and just slap Charles, so it's a
All right,
2 harm.
And then what is Charles?
An angel slap?
Yeah.
I just got angel slapped.
Yeah, you got angel slapped.
How much harm do I take?
Oh, I take 2 harm, you said?
Yeah, and then how much is
Yeah.
yours?
If I'm using my machete, it's 2 harm and it's messy.
So it's 2 messy.
So Charles,
Okay.
I don't think Charles is trying to like slice up Imagine necessarily, but Charles is trying to stop
Yeah.
Imagine from attacking
if you want to
them.
do less harm, you can say that like you pull the blow so it only does 1 harm if you want. It's up to you.
Yeah, I think Charles tries to hit Imagine with the butt of the machete
Okay.
instead of the knife part and in the head, and is like,
We'll just make that 1 harm then. You're trying to not go.
I have armor, so I don't take any
All
harm.
right, great.
Holy shit. Can I use my Boss from Beyond move?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So basically, Boss from Beyond lets me roll plus weird to try to like talk to my superiors and figure out what the heck is going on. So
Okay.
that is an 8. So on a 7 to 9, they ask me to do something complicated or difficult, and I get to ask them a question from the Investigate a Mystery move.
Just go ahead and ask your question. What do you want to try to find out?
I want to either ask what is being concealed here, which is kind of the most catch-all question, or what happened here, specifically in reference to, like, Monty, like, what is going on with this whole situation. I think I'm just gonna ask what happened here, yeah.
So you see all of this go on. You see like Charles get slapped and, Monty gets stabbed with a trident. And you ask, and we had talked about this, Ezra kind of stopped checking back in with the higher ups a long time ago.
It's been quite some time.
They were sent here centuries ago and just have been, chilling. Well, they kept, correspondence and things
We
like that.
all get a little busy.
And then eventually they
Yeah.
realized that no one's probably been checking their messages or correspondence back. So they just kind of stopped connecting. And normally whenever you do this, it comes at a cost. But the only thought that you have, Ezra, is you see the dead body of Lamar.
No.
And then you start to see flashes of Cindy in a place that you never have seen, but it feels like the beginning of all creation. And then you watch Cindy with 3 other people you don't know, and they're watching this thing unfold in front of them, and they're watching 4 different worlds, and in each world, Monty is there covered in a black shroud of darkness. And then you snap back in to consciousness, and so Charles isn't going to take harm. They're going to just get knocked unconscious. But Monty, what do you do in retaliation?
Where am I? Right? Is the spear through me?
Yeah, the spear is like in your chest, in your stomach.
I am close to Imagine.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna put my hand up right to Imagine's face, and I'm going to do a necromantic blast.
Oh, good.
That's a 12.
Yeah, that's a natural 12 and then a +3 weird.
Oh, good.
Oof.
The necromantic is to blast 2 harm, magic, close, obvious, loud.
Yeah.
Necromantic is add life drain.
So you're gonna take 2 harm and it's gonna negate your angel armor.
Okay. So I am officially unstable.
And yeah, so you take a giant blast from him. Ezra, what do you do?
Where's the trident?
With that blast, I probably stumbled
Cool.
backwards.
Yeah, so you pull the trident out.
So it's out of you.
Also, Ezra, you still have the Super NES Super Scope.
As much as I should use the cool gun, I think my first reaction would be to lay on hands on Imagine and try to make sure I'm not the only person in this fight.
Well, Charles is just fucking dead.
Sorry.
Sorry, I feel like I'm closer to you, and I feel like my immediate reaction would be like, the angel is going to be most helpful in this.
Oh, no, that's
particular
totally
Yeah, so go
situation.
ahead and go lay on hands.
12.
Nice.
All right.
Yeah.
What does it do for the 12?
So on a 10 plus, I heal 2 harm or an illness plus they're stabilized. It doesn't give me an additional bonus for a 12 plus, but
I like giving criticals for Monster of the Week still, so I'll give you an additional 1 heal of a harm.
great. So
Awesome.
3 harm healed and you're stable.
Hell yeah.
All right. Imagine, what are you doing?
Give Ezra a really big thumbs up and then go and try and stab Monty again.
Stab away.
That's an 11.
All right. So, yeah, you stab Monty. Monty, you're going to take another 3 harm. And imagine, as soon as you stab Monty, you've seen humans get stabbed. You've seen monsters get stabbed.
Yeah.
Monty doesn't have any blood. Monty's not like looking like when you stab him that he is like physically getting hurt, but he's not wincing from it.
What are you?
I open my mouth to speak, and like it seems like I'm about to talk, and you just hear like a scream from like 1,000 people come out of me, and then and then my eyes start to like emit like a black like gaseous vapor, and you can start to see like my form sort of shift, like a little bit like kind of like some. It looks like a genie is like taking over me, so to speak. And it's not my move currently, but that's where I'm at.
Yeah, that's what he is looking like. And now Ezra, what is Ezra doing?
Yeah, before that transformation is even complete, I think I'm going to step in front of Imagine and pull this gun out and just try to fire off the biggest shot that I possibly can. I don't know how that works. I don't know the mechanics of this gun, but I know that this guy fucking killed my best friend, so...
Give me a weird roll and add +1.
Oh, that's not great. 5.
You try to charge up the gun and like you click it and then you go, I don't think it worked, as you tilt it down and you blow off another half of the building of mini-suits.
Oh, God.
Monty, what are you doing?
So I want to summon hellhounds, like as many as I can right now.
Give me a weird check.
Wow. All of that for Snake Eyes.
So you see Monty is now in this weird shrouded form, and he starts to try to like hold his hands up and do another 1,000-person scream, and then the gaseous form of his body just gets inhaled into what seems like an invisible like portal, and then is billowed back out. As Imagine, you see Chet taking the biggest vape hit of the Monty smoke, stepping back out onto the roof, looks around and goes,
Y'all ready to confront a god?
and then a beam of light around Charles and Ezra forms once again, like you had seen at the arcade machines, and then the light dissipates, and in front of you, you see Ronathan and Winston.
Seasons was created and edited by Joel Ruiz and is a property of the Critical Bits podcast. Narration by Jack David. Opening tracks provided by People Need Goals. Featuring voices of Adam Legrave, Rebecca Parks, David Rodriguez, and Beck Shepherd. Seasons cast list is as follows: Danielle Bryn, Cole Burkhardt, Kyle Classett, Brian Emond, Alex Flanigan, Brandon Leon Gambetta, Taylor Johnson, Shelby Lee, Zalavia Nelson Jr., Jack Packard, Renee Rhodes, Eve Smith, Shannon Strucci, Patrick Tracy, Dallas Wheatley, and Aaron Willems. For links to the cast's Twitter, People Need Goals music, and more info on the show, please visit seasonsminiseries.com. Also, please consider supporting Critical Bits on Patreon, so they can continue to bring you more actual play events. You've been listening to a Do You Validate production.